Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and wealth of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. I'm not sure that you're hearing me. Okay, so we can start our sitting this morning. Mr. Clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Proceed, please.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, under this order, I have one communication to make to you, and here it is. Firstly, I start by welcome remarks, members. You have been on a short recess, and I welcome you back to this session. I am hoping that you took a bit of a rest, and I realize that during the recess, you were also working even as you were resting, because you undertook a number of activities, including the training by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, on integrity issues. That is not to say that you lack integrity, it's just that we have to keep on reminding ourselves as leaders, because we are supposed to abide by the provisions of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, and we need to keep on reminding ourselves on what we require to do. The second one you did, you had a training on budget implementation process. I am also aware that you did a consideration of the second annual progress report for the financial year 2020-21. And I'm also aware that you undertook robust public participation on 3 bills that are before the various committees. Number 1, the Machakos County Senior Citizens Bill 2020, the Machakos County Environmental Management Bill 2020, and the Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020. And so this is to urge you members in the different committees, particularly on those bills, that you fast track the processing of the bills so that they may be approved by the House before you undertake the next recess. The second communication, members, in the supplementary 1 budget estimates for the financial year 2020-22. Honorable members, Section 11 of the County Allocation of Revenue Act, CARA, number 9 of 2021, provides that Section 130 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 is amended by inserting the following new subsections immediately after subsection 2. In preparing the annual appropriation bill under subsection 2, the County Executive Committee member responsible for finance shall include in the allocation to the County Assembly any unspent funds that had been appropriated by the County Assembly in the immediate preceding financial year, And so where an appropriation bill is passed before the beginning of the financial year to which it relates and does not contain unspent funds allocated to the County Assembly, in the immediate preceding financial year, the County Executive Committee member for Finance shall prepare and submit to the County Assembly a supplementary appropriation bill allocating the unspent funds. A bill prepared under subsection 4 shall be introduced in the County Assembly within 2 months of the commencement of the financial year, and failure by the County Executive Committee member for Finance to prepare a supplementary appropriation bill under subsection 4 shall constitute an additional indicator of a serious or persistent material breach under section 94. And further, members, section 129, 3 and 4 of the Public Finance Management Act provides that each county assembly clerk shall prepare and submit to the county assembly the budget estimates for the county assembly, and a copy shall be submitted to the county executive member for finance, who shall prepare and present his or her comments on the budget estimates presented by the county assembly clerk. Honorable members, pursuant to these provisions of the CARA 2021 and the Public Finance Management Act 2012, the clerk prepared a supplementary budget for financial year 2021-22 for the Assembly and was approved by the Service Board. The supplementary budget estimates were submitted while the House was in recess and committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee pursuant to Standing Order Number 1863, and the committee is urged to fast-track the consideration of the supplementary budget so that a report can be filed before this House for your resolution on the same. The other communication, members, is on the Machakos County Women and Persons with Disability Revolving Fund Regulations 2021. Honorable members, Article 183(2) of the Constitution provides that a county executive member may prepare proposal legislation for consideration by the Assembly. In addition, Article 185(1) of the Constitution provides that the legislative authority of a county is vested in and exercised by its county assembly. Pursuant to these provisions, honorable members, the Assembly is in receipt of the Machakos County Women and Persons with Disabilities Revolving Fund Regulations 2021 from the County Executive. The regulations were submitted to the Assembly on 26th of August 2021. And so, honorable members, these regulations are meant to create a fund whose objective is to enhance access of financial facilities for women and persons with disabilities in furtherance of economic empowerment initiatives and, of course, for purposes of affirmative action. And this is to go for purposes of banking, table banking, and small enterprises. Now, the regulations, honorable members, are hereby committed to the Committee on Delegated Legislation for scrutiny and submission to the Assembly in a report for approval or otherwise. The committee should report to the House within 30 days from the date of this communication, honorable members. There's still a further communication on the Machakos County Gender Equality Policy, honorable members. The County Assembly also received the Machakos County Gender Equality Policy 2021 from the County Executive on the 26th of August, and the policy seeks to give the residents of Machakos County greater social protection that will culminate in increased personal and community development towards a more robust economy. The policy is hereby committed to the Committee on Youth, Women, PWDs, and Sports for scrutiny and submission to the Assembly in a form of a report for approval or otherwise. The committee should report to the House within 30 days from the date of this communication. Thank you, honorable members. Mr. Clerk, proceed.
Order number 3, messages.
Proceed, please.
Order number 4, petitions.
Proceed.
Order number 5, papers.
Honorable members, on this order, we have papers as listed in the appendix. And on the first paper, I'm just trying to reach out. The first paper is by Honorable Daniel Kilu, And we also have a second paper by Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu. I can see Honorable Helen Matei rising up on behalf of Honorable Kilu. Yes. Go ahead, Honorable Member.
Madam Speaker, Honorable Kilu is on his way. He's running a bit late, so he has asked me to hold brief. Today's paper. Okay. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, the 21st day of September 2021. The Education Committee report on vetting of 9 nominees for appointment to the County Bursary Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Matei. It's signed. Eh? Yes, it is. The paper is signed. Thank you. Next, Member Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu, or any member holding his brief. Yeah, give the paper to Honorable Katumo. Standing in for Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the Chair, Geoffrey Kamulu, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, the 21st day of September 2021. Report of the Youth, Women's Sports and PWD's Committee on the performance for the financial year 2019-2020 for the Department of Youth and Sports. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Katumo. Just check whether the report is signed. Confirm. Is it signed, Honorable Katumo? Honorable Katumo, you are still on your feet. Is the report signed?
Yeah, the report is signed.
Thank you. That's it. I just wanted that confirmation on the record. Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
Honorable members, under this order we have 2 business again as per the appendix. The first one is by Honorable Helen Matei, but on behalf of Honorable Kilo. And the second one is by Honorable Katumo, also on behalf of Honorable Kamulu. Proceed, Honorable Helen Ndeti.
Notice of motion by the Chairperson, Education Committee. I'm holding brief. I'm Helen Matei. Honorable Speaker, that aware that Regulation 9 sub 1 of the Public Finance Management, Sub-Regulation 1 of the Public Finance Management, Machakos County Bursary Fund, Regulations 2019, establishes the County Bursary Committee, and further aware that Regulation 9 sub 3 of the same regulations confers the County Executive Committee member the power to nominate and, subject to approval by the County Assembly, the County Bursary Committee members. Acknowledging that pursuant to Regulation 9 sub 3 of the Public Finance Management, Machakos County Bursary Fund, Regulations 2019, as read together with Section 4 and Section 6, subsection 1 of the Public Appointments in brackets County Assembly's Approval Act, the County Executive Committee member in charge of the County Department of Education, Skills, Training and Social Welfare, filed her letter dated 22nd March 2021 under reference number GMC/DOESS/C period ASS /volume 1. Forwarded to the County Assembly for consideration and approval the notification of nomination of 9 persons for appointment as County Bursary Committee. Honorable Speaker, aware that pursuant to Section 7, subsection 5 of the Public Appointments, County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, the committee conducted approval hearings for the nominees on the 23rd August 2021. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of motion that this House discusses and approves the Education Committee report on vetting of 9 nominees for appointment to the County Bursary Committee. I call upon Mheshimiwa.
This is a notice of motion, no
Oh,
worries. You
okay.
don't need a seconder. Right, thank you, Honorable Matei. The next one is Honorable Katumo for Honorable Kamulu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Honorable Katumo, standing in for Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu, Chairperson Youth, Women, Sports and PWD's Committee. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the Article 183.3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that the County Executive Committee shall provide the County Assembly with full and regular reports on matters related to the county, informed that in exercise of the functions vested on County Assembly under Article 185.3 of the same Constitution, the County Assembly, through the Committee of Youth, Women, PWDs and Sports, requested for the Department of Performance report for the financial year 2019-2020 for the Department of Youth and Sports. Aware that pursuant to Standing Order 195, the committee analyzed the requested report and consequently compiled it for tabling before this Honorable House. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give a notice of motion that this Honorable House discusses and approves the report of the Committee on Youth, Women, PWD and Sports on the performance of the Department of Youth and Sport for the financial year 2019-2020. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Katumo. Mr. Clerk, proceed.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, under this order, we have one business. I call upon the member as listed on the appendix to move the statement. Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And members, welcome back. Madam Speaker, statement on business of the House. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee met on Monday, 20th September 2021 to prioritize business for the House pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order number 151, subsection 5. The committee balloted business as follows. Tuesday morning, 21st September 2021 at 10 a.m. A. Report on the vetting of the 9 nominees for appointment to the position of County Bursary Committee members. Chair, Honorable Daniel Ndambuki, Committee on Education. B. Statement response on a statement.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable.
It's a point of correction, actually. It's Honorable Daniel Keilu, not Daniel Ndambuki.
Okay, Daniel Keilu.
Thank you for that correction. Can I repeat?
Yes.
All right. Tuesday morning, 21st September 2021 at 10 a.m., report on the vetting of 9 nominees for appointment to the position of County Bursary Committee members by Honorable Daniel Keilu, Chairperson. B. Statement response on statement requested by Honorable Jacinda on compliance of the Assembly to the persons with disabilities laws by Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu, Chairperson, Youth, Women, PWDs and Sports Committee. Madam Speaker, On Tuesday afternoon, 21st, September 2021, at 2:30 p.m., report of the Youth, Women, Sports and the PWD's Committee on the performance report for the financial year 2019-2020 for the Department of Youth and Sports by Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu. Madam Speaker, there are some changes when it comes down to Wednesday. Wednesday morning, it will be a report of Agriculture Committee on the performance of the fisheries subsector for financial year 2020-2021 by Honorable Moses Mita. Wednesday afternoon, 22nd September 2021, at 2:30 p.m., report of the Joint Counter Assemblies Committee on Consideration of the Constitutive Agreement on the Southeastern Kenya Economic Bloc, that is SECEB, by Honorable Movat Maida. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable Ndawa, I know you're a member of the House Business Committee. This was the business we balloted yesterday, but the other way around. You agree?
I agree, Madam Speaker.
Yes, but because of the other two assemblies who are tabling theirs at 2:30, we had to change. I constituted a small meeting of the House Business Committee this morning, and so we changed. We reversed so that the Agriculture Chair report is in the morning and the SECEB report is in the afternoon. All right? There's a reason why I referred it to you, Honorable Ndawa. Do you know the reason? All right.
I know, Madam Speaker.
All right, let's proceed then. Mr. Clerk. I'm being informed, members, that there's a second statement. I'm trying to check on the, yes, there's a statement under still that order. It's a response on compliance of the Assembly on the persons with disabilities by Honorable Kamulu, and I noted that Honorable Katumo has been holding brief for Honorable Kamulu. Honorable Katumo, you can proceed?
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is a statement response on compliance of the Assembly to the persons with disabilities laws. Ordering brief for Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu, who is the Chair, Youth, Women, PWDs and Sports Committee. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 41, Honorable Jacinda Luka sought a statement on 16th February 2021 on what measures and facilities the County Assembly has put in place to ensure compliance with Section 21 of Persons with Living with Disabilities, Section 21 of Persons with Disabilities Act 2003, which provides that persons with disabilities are entitled to a barrier-free and disability-friendly environment to enable them to have access to buildings, roads, and other social amenities, and assistive devices and other equipment to promote their mobility. The committee held a meeting with the County Assembly Service Board on the 11th May 2021, and the following response was presented before the committee. The following various assistive structures that have been put in place to ensure the rights and privileges of the persons with disabilities are honored as follows. Number one, upon entry to the Assembly main gate, a parking lot has been reserved and marked with persons with disabilities signage just near the entrance to the old office block for ease of accessibility to the premises. Number two, at the entrance to all main doors at the ground floors in the new office block and the old block respectively, and gentle ramp has been provided to enable accessibility for those on wheelchairs. Number 3, wide enough corridors and pathways not less than 1.2 meters wide have been provided, and standard size doors to allow ease of passage for persons using a wheelchair as an assistive mobility device. Number 4, the old block, one spacious washroom with handrails and a high-level water closet has been provided for both genders that allow usage for those on a wheelchair, crutches, or such mobility requirements. Similarly, in the new office block, 2 have been provided on ground floors, one at wing A and the other one at wing B, or have clear signage on their doors. Number 5, as it is in the old chamber, the design for the new chamber in construction, 2 ramps have been provided at the entrance and exit from the chamber, a lift for access to the first floor, an internal ramp at the debate chamber, wide walkways to the lobbies, and designated seats for persons with disabilities have been considered to ensure compliance with the Act. Number 6, a lift serving the new office block allows accessibility up to the 5th floor in Wing A and Wing B via the interlinked corridors connecting the 2 blocks. Number 7, further, the lift car features such as the protruding buttons, braille buttons, and the audio function allow usability by the visually impaired persons. Also, the handrails and the non-slip lift floors to avoid accidental sliding by people on crutches or on white care. Number 8, non-slip floor ties are provided in the corridors to avoid slipping, not only for persons on crutches, but also for the non-physically challenged members and staff. In conclusion, the assembly buildings are user-friendly, even to persons with disabilities, to ensure every person has an equal opportunity to access all the facilities in the same capacity. However, there are a few areas for improvements, such as the library, that requires the provision of a ramp and a handrail, since it was not provided during reconstruction or renovation. Number 9, in embracing the provisions of Article 27 and 35 of the Constitution, the CASIB is in the process of recruiting a sign interpreter to enable the translation of the spoken word in sign language and vice versa, to enable impaired individuals understand the proceedings of the plenary and the committees of the assembly, facilitate communication with the deaf through sign language, and to serve as a liaison between county assembly and the deaf community. Honorable Speaker, the committee conducted a site visit around the assembly on 5th July 2021 and came up with the following recommendation. Number 1, a ramp should be constructed to link the old office block to the new office block through the shade. 2, addition of handrails in PWD's toilets, that is the ladies in the old block and both toilets in the new office block, should be done. Number 3, widen existing ramps in the old block. Number 4, construct a ramp to ease access to the library. Number 5, set aside a seat for sign language interpreter in the debate chamber. Number 6, several sergeants at arms should be trained to guide the persons with disabilities, and they should be of both genders. Number 7, construct additional toilets for persons with disabilities from both gender and should be separate. Number 8, construct another pathways to the gallery for the people living with disability. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Katumo. Honorable members, that is a statement or a response to a statement that was sought by Honorable Jacinta, and in the usual manner, and especially in the nature of the business that's in the statement, I think it's only fair that we get a few comments from members so that we can know on the way forward, because we must make it possible for the particular sector of the community to discharge its mandate in a manner that is possible. Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me first start by congratulating our Honorable and Honorable Mheshimiwa Jacinda for this statement, and also congratulate the committee under the leadership of Geoffrey Kamulu. Madam Speaker, it is true. People living with disabilities, they also are people and our sons and our fathers. Madam Speaker, I always champion for the people living with disabilities to be given respect the way people who are normal should be living because they are human beings. Madam Speaker, when I look at this statement and the response from the committee, yes, we have done, the Assembly under your leadership have done quite good job on addressing the issues of people living with disabilities.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Point of information?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I want to inform the honorable member that COVID-19 is still with us, and it is not safe for him to remove the mask while in the chamber when other members are on their mask. Kindly, Madam Speaker, we are requesting that you order him to have the mask on. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Indeed,
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader has been a proponent of wearing sometimes even 2 masks. I wonder what devil has come to him this morning.
Thank you,
Let
Madam
it
Speaker.
go away. And thanks, Honorable Ndawa, for reminding him.
On a light touch, Madam Speaker, we have seen people have received the 2 jabs in the
We
world.
are still
Even
in-
in
we are still
the,
in
the
the
Premier
woods.
Games,
We are
we
still
have
in
seen
the
they
woods.
removed
Let's
the
wear.
mask.
Honorable Majority Leader, you were out of order.
Thank you,
So
Madam
now
Speaker.
you are in order. Wear the mask throughout.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you for that information. Bwana Ndawa,
Mheshimiwa Ndawa,
Mheshimiwa Ndawa.
Honorable Ndawa.
Madam Speaker, as I was saying, that here in the Assembly has done a good job on the side of people with disabilities. We have seen, we have a lift which has got those features for taking our members to wherever they want to go upstairs. Madam Speaker, or else, when we have done that, what I want to point out, Madam Speaker, is the issue of sign language person. This is Assembly, Madam Speaker. We are actually not doing well to our people living with disability when we don't have a sign language person. My submission, Madam Speaker, is as soon as possible, let us recruit 1 person for sign language. Madam Speaker, I noticed when we went for the public participation on the bills, in my ward I have some people living in disabilities. And one of the ladies, she's one of the chair lady of people living with disabilities in the river, and she was in attendance. And I could have seen that she was struggling to write and then give somebody to present. Therefore, Madam Speaker, in this case, we don't need only 1 person with sign language. We need several, because like when you have these public participations in different locations, we need to have a person with a sign language in every public participation, because those people with disabilities, they want to hear, and they also want to put their effort on what we are doing in the Assembly. Madam Speaker, I have said that. The other issue, Madam Speaker, is that even the new chamber coming up, let us not forget to have a seat for the sign language, because we want also our people and our members to know what is going on in our assemblies. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Otherwise, it was a very well thought statement.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable Moffat Maitha.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to commend the committee for taking into consideration the issues of people living with disability. Honorable Speaker, there are more than 2 members here who are living with disability, including myself. I hardly find a place to park my car. Normally, I park it outside here. And when I came, I found so many cars around there. I had to take my car outside the assembly. So I would wish to request, Honorable Mikali is also another one. We have cards for that, to show that we are people living with disability. We should also be considered so that we don't suffer when we come in the assembly. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Maida. That point is well noted, and it will be actioned. On Mr. Dominic, you remind me the matter to be taken up urgently. Any other? Yes, Honorable Helen wanted to say something. Then we come to Honorable Jacinta and the mover of the statement, Honorable Katumo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think I'm very happy with Mheshimiwa Jacinta's statement. It's very timely. It's very well crafted. And I only pray that we have included everything so that there is no room for future of catering for the disabled. I'm praying that the report is so conclusive such that in the future, everybody within the House will be accommodated. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Helen. Honorable Jacinta, you can proceed, Justin. But we have not finished. Honorable Constance, I'll come to you. I'll come to you, Honorable Constance Mbula. Honorable Jacinta, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Honorable Jacinta Luka, nominated by Wiper Party, representing persons with disability. First, Madam Speaker, I want to thank the board for what they have done so far concerning the persons with disabilities and their safety in the assembly. And the second, according to the recommendation, much is needed because when we look at it, there is need for more washrooms because when we look at the new building, we have only 2 toilets, which is supposed to serve the old building. So I think much is needed in that area, and according to the recommendation, there is much room for improvement in the area of persons with disability to have to be free walking in the assembly and also in the activities in the premises. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Jacinta. Honorable Katumo, Honorable Constance, it doesn't mean that if Honorable Katumo speaks, that's the end of it. So you will have occasion to comment. Honorable Katumo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was the mover on behalf of Honorable Chair, Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu. But I have to say I'm grateful and to my colleague for moving and seeking this statement within the Assembly, because, of course, this is where we are, and we are lawmakers, and we should appear to be working from where we are, workplace. And, Madam Speaker, I've seen that the Assembly has tried so much. Actually, they have done so much. One thing, we have very wide toilets on the other side, but the doors have no locks. You know, the doors have no locks. I used one this morning, and it was opening by itself, so it was not very, very good. But I wish that the intention and the action that has been taken is quite sufficient. We need to move on and make sure that we do much. Then, Madam Speaker, I think it is prudent that that action of say something is happening, because we have those parking lots, but they are not, that signage is not there. And therefore anybody can park, and they use a stream. And you know, when we have those parking lots, they are not only for us, but they are reserves, even for others who will come who have a disability, to make sure they use. And they should not only be 2, they should be like 3, 4, 5, to make sure that they accommodate every one of us and the visitors who are the same. I would wish to say, Madam Speaker, it is good to employ a sign language interpreter. And we should make deliberate efforts to make sure we have somebody who can be a consumer of that particular utility. And therefore, I'm still begging this assembly to make sure that they continue to recruit. We should have a desk. Actually, there is a particular desk as you enter the main entrance in the new block. That desk should be reserved for a person with disability. And therefore, I think that is okay. And I would wish that the new chamber will be compliant. That will be a plus. The new chamber in Machakos, in Makueni County Assembly has not been used because of lacking that facility. The MCA for Care Ward, who was elected, but is a person with disability, refused to use it. And they are still using the old chamber. And therefore, to avoid such, I think the CASIB should be very proactive to make sure these things are good. I would wish this assembly will be benchmarked on the issues to do with disability, because I think the person with disability law was enacted in 2016, and I think it was the second assembly to do that. And therefore, following what is said there, I think it is important that we comply and make sure that we do that. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank
I
you.
support that statement.
Thank you, Honorable Katumo. Honorable Constance Bula.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am Constance Mulanzioki, nominated by Untitled Chapter. Sorry, I had thought when Katumbo speaks, there will be no other chance. However, I am on now. I want to say the statement was well versed, and it has had challenges. For example, in the ladies' rooms, we only have one, and you find when we get there and the other two are full, I will not be able to wait until they finish, because we expect Jacinta to come in and we have to give room for her. But that does not happen, Madam Speaker. We always crowd there, and it's like who came first and who feels more. And so you find Madam Honorable Jacinta, sometimes she has to suffer also. And I would wish we have more than one of those facilities, because not only her alone, we will have others. Others will come, because we cannot say we will not have nominees or others with disability. So in that case, my wish is to have more than one or more than two of them. The other thing, as we speak about the assembly facilities, I think we had spoken it before. Even in the public facilities, there are big challenges. You cannot enter, you cannot come out, you wait, you are squeezed in the crowd, because people will not care who you are and what you do not have. So I think we need to look into all the sectors, even for the public transport, if we can get some which only accommodate the disabilities, and then that the county will run properly. Because when you look at it, Madam Speaker, it's like we are all equal. Okay, we are equal in the eyes of the Lord, but we have some parts of our bodies which are not working. Even the elderly, we are getting there. You find people walking with sticks because of their age. Those people will not be able to walk stairs. They will need lifts, and those lifts are not available for them. So, Madam Speaker, I want to say, whoever came up with that statement, it was well versed and it was wanting. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Constance Bula. Thank you, members, for your sentiments. And thank you, Madam Jacinta, Honorable Member, for bringing up this issue. I just want to assure that the sentiments in the report and also on the floor will be taken seriously by the board. And I agree totally, there's a lot more that needs to be done. And this report will still go back to the CASIB for purposes of implementation. I'm noting the issue of the toilets and the issue of the parking lot and what needs to be done elsewhere. Honorable Katumo, I want to assure you that the board is still having in its mind the issue of meeting the not less than 5% of employment in the assembly staff for PWDs. It's a constitutional requirements. We are already heading there, and we already planned for about 3 PWDs so far. of the total employment. So the issue of the desk being manned by a person suffering with, having issues of mobility, that is up in our mind. And that is a position which is already ring-fenced for a PWD person. So your sentiments are going to be addressed. But as Honorable Constance Mbula has said, it is not just an issue of the Assembly. It is an issue of the whole country. It's an issue of our county, putting PWD's interests first. And we don't even need to talk about them being human, really. That doesn't arise. And I don't even hope that we'll keep on repeating that they are human. That is not a question. It's a question of facilitating them to be able to move and to do their work where they're supposed to do. So let it not be a discussion that they are our brothers, they are what. It doesn't arise at all. It shouldn't arise. So as we go forward, I would expect the members here to advance the issue of the PWDs in the whole county for a beginning, not just the Assembly. What the board can do, it will do, I can assure you. So this matter will go back to the CASIB for implementation on the further that needs to be done, and a report will still come back to this Assembly within 30 days. Thank you. Mr. Clerk.
Order number 8. Motion, approval of report of Education Committee on appointment of nominees to the County Bursary Committee.
Honorable members, under this order we have one business by Honorable Kilu. I thought I saw Honorable Kilu, but Honorable Ndeti has done so well so far holding your brief. So can we proceed on order number 8?
Honorable Speaker, she has my blessings to proceed,
Thank
if you don't mind.
Thank you. Honorable Ndeti.
Committee on Education report on the vetting of 9 nominees for appointment to the position of County Bursary Committee.
Start with the notice of motion.
Oh,
Honorable Ndeti.
Okay.
The motion, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. Approval of the report of the Education Committee on appointment of nominees to the County Bursary Committee. Read on behalf of Honorable Daniel Kilu, Chairperson, Education Committee. Honorable Speaker, that aware that Regulation 9, Sub 1 of the Public Finance Management, Machakos County Bursary Fund Regulations 2019 establishes the County Bursary Committee, and further aware that Regulation 9, Sub 3 of the same regulations confers the County Executive Committee member the power to nominate and subject to approval by the County Assembly the County Bursary Committee members. Acknowledging that pursuant to Regulation 9, Sub 3 of the Public Finance Management, Machakos County Bursary Fund, Regulations 2019 as read together with Section 4 and Section 6, Subsection 1 of the Public Appointments, in brackets, County Assembly's Approval Act, the County Executive Committee member, CECM, in charge of the County Department of Education, Skills, Training and Social Welfare, filed a letter dated 22nd March 2021 under reference number GMC/DOESS/C/SS/Volume 1, forwarded to the County Assembly for consideration and approval. The notification of nomination of 9 persons for appointment as County Bursary Committee. Honorable Speaker, aware that pursuant to Section 7, Subsection 5 of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, the committee conducted approval hearings for the nominees on 23rd August 2021. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that this House discusses and approves the Education Committee report on vetting of 9 nominees for appointment to the County Bursary Committee. Honorable Speaker, I would like to call upon Mheshimiwa Ndawa to second this motion.
Now, Honorable Ndawa, not Mheshimiwa Ndawa.
Honorable
You've been
Ndawa.
speaking in English, so please don't mix the two languages. Honorable Ndawa? Thank you, Honorable Ndawa. Honorable Matei, Honorable Ndawa has seconded the motion. Please proceed now with reading the report.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Ndawa. Honorable Ndawa, I'm sorry. Committee on Education report on the vetting of 9 nominees for appointment to the position of County Bursary Committee, September 2021. The previous establishment of the committee. Honorable Speaker, the Sectoral Committee on Education is established under Standing Order number
Can
1.
we assume that members will know
Yes.
the mandate of this committee and that we know what standing order establishes it, so that we make it easier for Honorable Matei to proceed, so that you skip the 1.2, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
1.3, you just refer to the membership. It's good for record purposes. Talk about the chairperson and the vice chair and the following members.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, okay, I go to 1.3, committee membership. Honorable Speaker, the County Assembly Committee on Education comprises the following members. Honorable Daniel Kiilu, chairperson. Honorable Ellen Deti, vice chairperson. Honorable Nyawira, member. Honorable Angela Munyasha. Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu. Honorable Bernadette Mweni. Honorable Francis Kalumu. Honorable Joseph Musau. Honorable Alice Zioka. Honorable George Kingori. Honorable Margaret Dalana. Honorable Judas Dawa. And Honorable Phoebe Koke. 1.4, Committee Secretariat. The following officers supported the committee during the compilation of this report. Ms. Sarah Mania, Senior Clerk Assistant. Ms. Stella Kanini, Clerk Assistant. Ms. Adamas Masila, Senior Research Officer. And Ms. Erastus Mutua, Commissioner. Background. Honorable Speaker, Regulation 9, Regulation 1 of the Public Finance Management, in brackets Machakos County Bursary Fund, regulations 2019 establishes the County Bursary Committee, which consists of A, 1 person with at least a degree in education, with experience in matters relating to education, who has ordinarily been residing in the county for at least 10 years preceding the appointment, and who shall be the chairperson. B, the chief officer, which shall be the secretary of the committee. C, a woman and a man who have ordinarily been residing in the county for at least 10 years preceding the appointment, representing faith-based organizations involved in the education matters in the county. D, a woman and a man who have ordinarily been residing in the county for at least 10 years preceding the appointment, representing the youth in the county and who are involved in education matters in the county. E, a woman and a man who have ordinarily been residing in the county for at least 10 years preceding the appointment, representing persons with disabilities and who are involved in education matters. F, a woman and a man who have ordinarily been residing in the county for at least 10 years preceding the appointment, with experience in public administration, public affairs, or management. The functions of the County Bursary Committee, as provided under Regulation number 10, are 2. A, oversee the administration of the bursary fund in accordance with the objects and purpose of the fund. B, receive, compile, and approve lists of applications for bursaries forwarded by the ward bursary committees. C, raise monies for the fund. D, determine approval and review the policies for administering the fund. E, monitor the application of the fund. F, set the maximum number of applicants to be awarded bursaries. G, oversee the disbursement of bursaries to the approved applicants. H, consider requests for review of applicants. I, prepare and forward reports on the fund to the County Executive Committee, member responsible for matters relating to education. J, undertake such other activities as are necessary for the effective application of the fund. 2.2, nomination of the County Bursary Committee members. Regulation 9, subregulation 3 of the Public Finance Management, in brackets Machakos County Bursary Fund, regulations 2019 confers upon the County Executive Committee member the power to nominate and subject to approval the County Assembly, the County Bursary Committee members. It provides that the Executive Committee member responsible for matters relating to education shall nominate the County Bursary Committee with the approval of the County Assembly. 2.3, notification of nomination. Pursuant to Regulation 9, Sub-Regulation 3 of the Public Finance Management, in brackets Machakos County Bursary Fund, regulations 2019 as read together with Section 4 and Section 6, Subsection 1 of the Public Appointments, in brackets County Assembly's Approval Act. The County Executive Committee member, CECM, in charge of the County Department of Education, Skills, Training and Social Welfare, filed a letter dated 22nd March 2021 under reference numbers GMC/DOESS/C period ASS Volume 1, Annexure 1, forwarded to the County Assembly for consideration and approval the notification of nomination of the following 9 persons for appointment as County Bursary Committee. And these are the names. 1, Mr. Sami Musau, nominee for the position of chairperson. 2, Reverend Daniel Chalo Kaveva, male nominee representing faith-based organizations. 3, Ms. Salima Swale, female nominee representing faith-based organizations. 4, Mr. Dennis Musoia Mutisia, male nominee representing the youth in the county. 5, Ms. Cynthia Munanie Macau, female nominee representing the youth in the county. 6, Ms. Purity Kavindu Mulunkie, female nominee representing persons with disabilities. 7, Mr. Titus Mutua, male nominee representing persons with disabilities. 8, Mr. Samuel Katumo, male nominee and a resident with experience in public administration. 9, Ms. Mary Ndumi Gau, female nominee and a resident with experience in public administration. 2.4, Committee of the Nominations to the Education Committee. Committee of the Nominations to the Education Committee. The nomination list was committed to the Committee on Education, after which the committee requested for additional information from the CECM, filed letter dated 8th April 2021 under reference number MKS SCA/PCS/CMM ESW Volume 2/07, Annexure 2. A further reminder was sent to the CECM, filed letter dated 27th April 2021 under reference number MKSCA/PCS/CMM/ESW/Volume 2/075. And the CECM resubmitted the list of nominees with support documents containing the information earlier sought by the committee, filed letter dated 8th June 2021 under reference number GMC/DOESS/CECM/ADM/Volume 1/001, which was tabled before the committee for deliberations on 12th July 2021, Annexure 3. 2.5, notification to the public and request for memoranda. Section 7, subsection 5 of the Public Appointments, in brackets, County Assembly's Approval Act 2017 provides that the committee shall, by notice in at least one newspaper of national circulation, notify the public of the time and place for holding an approval hearing at least 7 days prior to the hearing. The clerk of the County Assembly placed an advertisement in the Standard newspaper on Friday, 13th August 2021, Annexure 4, inviting members of the public to submit memoranda by way of written statements on oath, affidavits, or the suitability or otherwise of the nominees. The submissions were to be received by Friday, 20th August 2021 at 5 p.m. 2.6. Sorry, 2.6. Notification to the nominees. The clerk of a county assembly, through an advertisement in the Standard newspaper on Friday, 13th August 2021, invited the nominees for the vetting exercise that was scheduled to take place on 23rd August 2021 at the county assembly's precincts. My goodness. 2.7, memoranda from members of the public. Section 7, subsection 10 of the Public Appointments, in brackets, County Assembly's Approval Act 2017 provides that any person may, prior to the approval hearing and by written statement of oath, provide the clerk with evidence contesting the suitability of a candidate to all the office to which the candidate has been nominated. By close of business on Friday, 20th August 2021, and at the time of concluding the approval hearing sittings, the committee had not received any written memoranda opposing the suitability of the nominees to hold public office. 3.0, approval of hearing, vetting of nominees for appointment to the position of County Bursary Committee. The Sectorial Committee on Education held a pre-vetting meeting on Monday, 16th August 2021 at 11 a.m. to deliberate on the approval hearings, review documents, testimonials, and the following were highlighted. That, by the deadline date of 20th August 2021, the clerk of the County Assembly had not received any written statements on oath contesting the suitability of all the 9 nominees. In conducting the approval hearings, the committee examined the nominees against the following criteria as set out in the Public Appointments, in brackets, County Assemblies Act. 1.
County Assembly's Approval.
Approval Act, sorry. In the County Assembly's Approval Act. 1. Academic qualifications. 2. Employment record. 3. Professional affiliations. 5. Overall suitability for the position. 3.1.
On the next one,
Yes.
Honorable Matei,
Yes.
that is the actual vetting of the
The
candidates.
candidates, yes.
That's 3.1, just refer the members, 3.1 to the last one. They will be able to look at the details of each candidate. And I think from there we'll go to the committee findings or recommendations. You don't need to
Thank
read,
you.
in other words.
Yeah,
for
thank you,
each of
Madam
them.
Speaker, yeah.
But refer to the clauses and to whom each clause refers. For example, 3.1 refers to the vetting of Mr. Sami Musau Kingo,
Yes,
nominee for the position
Chairperson.
of chairperson.
yeah,
3.2 refers to, and so on.
okay. Okay. 3.1, Madam Speaker, has already gone through, and thank you for the correction to avoid taking too much time. So 3.1 is vetting of the chairperson, who is Mr. Sami Musau Kingo, nominee for the position of chairperson. 3.2 is Ms. Salima Swale, female nominee, representing faith-based organizations. 3.3 is Mr. Dennis Musoya Mutisia, male nominee representing the youth in the county. 3.4 is Ms. Cynthia Munanie Macau, female nominee representing the youth in the county. 3.5 is Ms. Purity Kavindu Mulungie, female nominee representing persons with disabilities. 3.6 is Mr. Titus Mutua, male nominee representing persons with disabilities. 3.7 is Samuel Katumo Mune, male nominee with experience in public administration. 3.8 is Ms. Mary Dumi Ngau, female nominee with experience in public administration and, public administration.
Yeah, then there's one who is skipped, and I think because of misnumbering. After 3.1 for the chairperson, there's one who is named as Reverend Daniel Chalo Kaveva.
Yes.
So you need to refer to them so that they are not left out of the deliberations.
Thank you,
So
Madam.
just say under 3.1, there seems to be 3.11 referring to.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, 3.1, there is a little confusion, but under 3.1, there is the chair, Ms. Sami Musau Kingo, and there is also Reverend Daniel Chalo Kaveva, nominee representing faith-based organizations.
Okay, proceed now to recommendations.
Okay, 4.0, committee recommendations. Having considered the suitability of the nominees and pursuant to Regulation 9 sub 3 and Standing Order 190 sub Order 5 F, the committee recommends that the County Assembly approves the nomination by the CECM County Department of Education, Skills Training and Social Welfare of 1, Mr. Sami Musau for appointment as the chairperson, 2, Reverend Daniel Chalo Kaveva for appointment as male representing representative of faith-based organizations, 3, Ms. Salima Swale for appointment as female representative of faith-based organizations, 4, Mr. Dennis Musoya Mutisia for appointment as male representative of the youth in the county, 5, Ms. Cynthia Munanie Macau for appointment as female representative of the youth in the county, 6, Ms. Purity Kavindu Mulungie for appointment as female representative of persons with disabilities, 7, Mr. Titus Mutua for appointment as male representative of persons with disabilities, 8, Mr. Samuel Katumo for appointment as a man with experience in public administration.
Is it a man or should it be a person?
They have written man.
All right.
9, Ms. Mary Ndumi Ngau for appointment as a woman with experience in public administration. 5.0, acknowledgements. Madam Speaker, the committee extends its appreciation to the officers of the Speaker and of the Clerk of the County Assembly for the support accorded to it in the execution of its mandate and the opportunity according to its members to develop this report. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Education Committee, I now wish to present this report to this Honorable House for consideration and adoption. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Matei Ndeti. Honorable Helen Matei, sorry. So members, I now propose the question that the House discusses and approves the Education Committee report on the vetting of 9 nominees for appointment to the County Bursary Committee. Honorable members, I invite you to debate the motion. Honorable Kalumu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Francis Kioko Kalumu, representing the people of Kilimani Ward. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the committee and indicate that I support the approval of the members of the County Bursary Committee. However, Madam Speaker, one of the mandates of that committee is raising funds for the bursary fund and also approval of applicants and beneficiaries of the bursary from ward committees. I want to say this, we've been having issues with bursaries. And because they are here, ready to take office, let them know that the task before them is a big task. Because, Madam Speaker, any country that is not educated is always having issues with the rule of law. And our people down there, most of us call them ground, is very hot because COVID came and disturbed